There will still be books around, of course. You can't destroy them so easily. They are there, they are objects. And it is easy to destroy a book. It costs a lot of money, publishers know that. But nevertheless, they are there in libraries, etc., etc. But they will have most probably a useless life. You know, they are there, and like you go through antique ruins, you have to have a huge imagination to think that in those books, generations of your ancestors used to read with the greatest passion, etc. You look at them and you think funny objects, paper, you know, they killed all the forests in order to get their books.
Sure, the book will survive. I think the books that we make are likely to get more and more beautiful, because if we're going to print something out and bind it, let's make it really special. The digital world has seen that the book is still a meaningful kind of container, bounded piece of cultural stuff.
Other forms of publication will appear. That means that young people will communicate via internet and they put their text in the internet, and you have no idea what new forms of so-called communication will come up from that.
Ce qui m'apaise, c'est la présence des enfants qui sont naturels partout, spontanés et qui viennent vers moi.
We'll have book fairs, we'll have different kinds of celebrations of culture, different ways of getting people excited about the things that matter to us, and exchange.
Yeah, that is very interesting, that book fairs still have the smell of the old. You know exactly that what you can expect here is only books.
Well, what's the main business here? It's selling rights. So the obviously another big issue is the whole thing of copyright. Creative Commons licenses, the whole thing about how much we should be defending intellectual property. What's the best way of actually maintaining the integrity of our culture? It's a big question, but again, I think people will always need people around to help them promote what they're doing, defend their rights in what they're doing.
That was in the old times when we had a metaphysical sky over us. There was a God who said, this is good or that is bad. This is great and that is marginal, etc. And now there is no God anymore. There is no university anymore. There is no family anymore. There is no church, no nothing, no union anymore. You know, people are left alone with a lot of information about everything, and they don't know what to do. So they are going to places where they think there is an authentic person who's talking to them.
Orientation.
Orientation. So the attraction of a writer is raising, because he's the last authentic man who's sitting totally alone at his desk, putting words which are, you know, domaine public. Everybody can use them. Just putting words on a piece of paper, that is a big attraction. That's the only non-virtual business we can look at. So that means that the writer, this mystery thing, this myth, that the writer is still a big attraction. This writing itself has some deeper influence on people than we think. And that is why people are still coming to book fairs, looking at authors, wanting to have a signature. And so, yeah, there's something moving by looking at those people, following every word by a writer, and I like that because it's very peaceful.
And in a way, you know, when did the book fair become absolutely a kind of crucial part of the book industry? The world changes, and we now have these big trade fairs. They're great fun, very exciting, but as long as they're replaced by something equally stimulating.
That's the only way to survive, to have a story. If you don't have a story at all, you can't survive in this.
La tradition orale, c'est tout simplement un échange de personne à personne, de vive voix, sans passer par un matériel, ni écrit, ni autre.
So I don't think it's a bad thing if we become a more oral culture.
I'm pretty sure that there will be an oral tradition coming back again, because people feel the need to tell stories. If a Tuareg is coming and telling me the conditions of his life, or a peasant here in Mexico, I saw wonderful books, that is storytelling.
Du peuple Touareg, mais l'apporter aussi au reste du monde, et aussi faire partie du monde d'aujourd'hui, du XXIe siècle. Parce que si j'ai essayé d'arriver jusqu'à Mexico avec mon chameau, je ne serais pas arrivé. Donc j'ai utilisé un avion comme tous les autres, avec mon chèche et non une cravate.
I'm in a very happy position that until the end of my life, I will read good books in book form, and after me, the devil.